At 6 sharp in North Korea, the nation wakes as one, not to alarm clocks but to a haunting anthem. Where are you, dear General? The song drifts from loudspeakers across Pyongyang, reminding millions that their day begins only with the supreme leader. Hungry families rise to another day of ration lines and silent obedience. But in the hills above the city, silence reigns. Behind electrified fences and satellite jammers lies a billion-dollar fortress, Kim Jong Un's private residence. Here, the leader wakes when he pleases. Sometimes before dawn, sometimes long after noon. Time itself bends to his will. Inside, decadence replaces despair. An Olympic-sized pool glimmers under marble columns. Imported horses pace in climate-controlled stables. Even his bedroom is a sealed sanctuary. Italian silk sheets, Persian rugs, air purified against toxins. Windows don't exist. Instead, digital panels project artificial sunrises to suit his mood. Before he stirs, security has already swept every corner. And when he finally takes his first sip, it isn't ordinary coffee. It's a rare Brazilian roast, $500 a pound, tested for poison before touching his golden cup. While barefoot children walk to school on empty stomachs, their leader begins his day wrapped in velvet and silence. Proof that in North Korea, even time itself waits for him. Breakfast of excess. For most North Koreans, breakfast is little more than survival. If they are lucky, a thin bowl of cabbage soup or a handful of rice. Yet in the private dining hall of Kim Jong Un's billion-dollar residence, morning is a theater of dominance, staged on porcelain imported from Europe. The first course arrives in silence. Delicate slices of Italian Parma ham, cured for 24 months and smuggled into Pyongyang through diplomatic channels. Soon after comes Kobe beef, seared medium rare, glistening with black truffle oil, each plate worth more than a worker's yearly wage. Then the centerpiece, Japanese Wagyu, its marbled fat melting at the touch, prepared under the eye of personal chefs sworn to secrecy. But the feast does not end with meat. Seasonal fruits arrive from distant corners of the world. Mangoes from Thailand, cherries from Chile, pineapples from the Philippines, each flown in and chilled mid-air to preserve freshness. A single breakfast can surpass $3,000, a staggering contrast to the $2 an average North Korean earns in an entire day. The ritual ends with what Kim values most, coffee. Not just any coffee, but a rare Brazilian blend roasted in micro batches at $500 per pound. A personal barista grinds the beans using 24-karat gold tools, brewing with mineral water imported from France. Before it reaches his lips, it is tasted for poison. Only then does its aroma fill the chamber, as though even fragrance must ask permission before entering his world. Outside, children walk to school barefoot, mothers queue for rations, and fathers toil in fields for scraps. Inside, Kim Jong Un dines in silk robes, watched by guards willing to die to protect his golden spoon. For him, breakfast is not nourishment, it is a declaration. A reminder to his people and to the world that while they starve, he feasts. Forbidden foods and untouchable indulgence. In a country where meat is a myth and sugar a rare luxury, Kim Jong Un dines like a fallen emperor. His table is not simply about taste, it is about defiance. Every forbidden bite is a declaration that sanctions and scarcity stop at the palace gates. At the top of his menu lies a curious obsession: Swiss Emmental cheese. A love he cultivated during his school years in Switzerland, this delicacy is smuggled through covert networks to satisfy his private cravings. But cheese is only the beginning. Lobster tails from the icy waters of the North Atlantic arrive packed in frozen containers, priced at $250 per kilo, reheated under French culinary technique. Then comes beluga caviar, the rarest of its kind, scooped from silver bowls at $7,000 per kilo, eaten with gold-plated spoons. Shark fin soup, banned in much of the world, is ladled steaming into porcelain bowls, each serving both cruelty and extravagance. And when the glasses are raised, it is not ordinary wine but snake liquor. Bottles with entire cobras coiled inside, some aged for over 20 years, each worth more than $1,500. It is not about flavor but myth, masculinity, and mystique captured in alcohol. Dessert only adds another layer of provocation. French eclair, Belgian pralines, saffron ice cream from Persia, all acquired through secret trade routes linking embassies, Chinese brokers, and coded shipments. Every plate that lands before him mocks international embargoes. Sanctions forbid luxury imports, Yet his banquets flow with contraband, champagne bubbles in crystal glasses, $2,000 a bottle, as his people ration potatoes. For Kim, indulgence is not escape, it is performance. To eat what is forbidden is to prove that rules bend in his presence. In North Korea, hunger belongs to the masses, but extravagance belongs only to one man. Power on wheels, the obsession with cars. In North Korea, the sight of a car is a rarity. For most citizens, transportation means walking. Bicycles are privileges, and private cars are distant dreams glimpsed only in propaganda films. But for Kim Jong Un, automobiles are more than machines. They are armor, spectacle, and a declaration of untouchable power. His personal collection surpasses 100 vehicles, each acquired through covert channels, diplomatic containers, and forged shipping manifests. At its heart is the Mercedes-Maybach S600 Pullman Guard, a fortress disguised as a limousine, worth $1.6 million. Its body is reinforced with blast-resistant panels, bulletproof glass, and tires that continue to roll even when shredded by gunfire. Hidden within are smokescreen systems and encrypted communications, a rolling throne built for survival and intimidation. Trailing behind are Rolls-Royce Phantoms, Lexus SUVs, Toyota Land Cruisers, and even a Ferrari 599 GTB Fiorano, each costing hundreds of thousands, modified for both luxury and defense. Interiors feature champagne chillers, embroidered leather seats, and secret compartments, blending indulgence with paranoia. Yet these cars are not stored for admiration. They are weapons of theater. Every public appearance becomes a choreographed performance. Roads are cleared, civilians forbidden from looking directly at the motorcade. Bodyguards sprint in perfect formation beside the vehicles, handpicked for loyalty, and for being shorter than their leader, ensuring the illusion of stature. Few outsiders ever see these machines up close. They are hidden in underground garages, secured by biometric locks, and guarded by soldiers trained in vehicular combat. Engines are started daily, even when unused, to guarantee readiness. For Kim, cars are not simply transportation. They are mobile monuments, each ride a reminder that in his world, movement itself is a performance of control. He does not drive to arrive, he drives to remind. The $7 million yacht, a palace at sea. While much of North Korea struggles with famine and broken roads, Kim Jong Un commands a sanctuary that floats, an opulent yacht worth $7 million. Rumored to be named Yonggun, or Dragon, it stretches nearly 200 feet across the water, a floating kingdom disguised as modest luxury. From the outside, the vessel appears sleek, almost ordinary. But once inside, every surface whispers indulgence. Burmese teak wood panels line the halls, silk from Europe drapes the cabins, and hand-woven carpets valued at over $100,000 cushion every step. The yacht houses a spa, a private music lounge insulated against surveillance, and dining rooms outfitted with imported chandeliers and Italian wine cellars. A fully equipped chef's kitchen operates around the clock, preparing everything from foie gras to Wagyu steak. Even in the middle of the sea, Kim dines as if sanctions do not exist. Security, though unseen, shadows every movement. The hull is reinforced with military-grade armor. Russian technology encrypts its satellite systems. Silent drones patrol from the rooftop deck, ensuring the vessel remains a fortress as much as a playground. But the yacht serves more than comfort. It is a stage for diplomacy beyond foreign eyes. Here, far from the microphones of Pyongyang, Kim can entertain allies, toast with contraband champagne, and forge whispered alliances shielded by waves. In a nation where children bathe in rivers and families survive on cornmeal, the yacht is a forbidden symbol, both extravagant and undeniable. For Kim Jong Un, the ocean is not a frontier of war but a private theater. When his yacht cuts through the waves, even the sea itself seems to fall silent, as though reminded that in North Korea, power stretches far beyond land. Watches and wardrobe, dressing for power. In North Korea, where most citizens wear the same faded uniforms year after year, Kim Jong Un's wardrobe is a fortress of image and control. He does not dress for comfort, he dresses for command. Every suit, every shoe, every watch is carefully chosen, not as fashion but as symbols of dominance. Hidden beneath his residences are vault-like closets, holding dozens of custom-tailored suits from Italy, each costing more than $5,000. Cut to conceal his health problems and emphasize authority, these garments project strength even when his body weakens. Beneath the suits lie handmade European leather shoes, silk-lined coats, and great overcoats designed as much for optics as for warmth. Yet nothing declares power louder than his wrists. Kim's watch collection is estimated at over $8.2 million. Among them are Patek Philippe masterpieces, diamond-studded tourbillons, Rolex models worn by statesmen, and rare Swiss editions unavailable to ordinary collectors. In public, he may wear a modest stainless steel Rolex, a gesture of restraint, but behind closed doors, he adorns himself with glittering timepieces that outshine even seasoned elites. On state television, his outfits are calculated performances: the Mao-style black suit for legacy, a Western blazer for diplomacy, a lapel without a pin for mystery. Every appearance is a costume, a uniform designed to remind citizens that their leader is not a man, but a myth. In a nation where fabric is rationed and people patch their clothes to survive, Kim's wardrobe is theater. His watches do not simply tell time, they command it. His suits do not just cover his body, they cloak him in authority. In North Korea, even a cufflink is political. The secret harem and nights of indulgence. Beneath the polished granite halls of Pyongyang lies a world few outsiders could ever imagine. Officially, it does not exist, yet whispers tell of a pleasure squad. A secret harem of nearly 2,000 women, selected as teenagers for beauty, obedience, and silence. Trained in music, dance, etiquette, and absolute loyalty, they live not as citizens but as offerings, serving only one man: Kim Jong Un. These women are housed in secluded villas, shielded from public sight. Some never return to their families. Their stage lies underground, beneath the supreme leader's residences, hidden compounds transformed into palaces of decadence. There, state-sponsored parties unfold with a level of indulgence that rivals any royal court. Crystal chandeliers from Austria sparkle above polished marble floors. Grand pianos, shipped in pieces, fill the halls with music forbidden to ordinary citizens. Western jazz, classical symphonies, even rock melodies outlawed from the airwaves. Around banquet tables, rivers of alcohol flow: Louis XIII cognac, Dom Perignon champagne, Chateau Lafite Rothschild wine, each bottle worth thousands, consumed as casually as water. The nights stretch until dawn. Guards line the corridors, ensuring no photograph, no whisper escapes. For Kim, these gatherings are not simply entertainment, they are performances of supremacy. In a nation where famine forces children to chew on grass, he drowns in silk and champagne, proving to his inner circle that no sanction, no law, no morality binds him. Here, indulgence is rebellion. Every toast defies the international embargo. Every forbidden note of jazz mocks the silence forced upon his people. These nights of excess are not escapes from leadership, they are declarations of it. For Kim Jong Un, power is not only measured in weapons or armies, but in the ability to feast, to drink, and to revel without consequence. Ruthless power, ruled by fear. Luxury may drape Kim Jong Un's life in silk, but beneath it lies steel and blood. His reign is not preserved by loyalty, it is maintained through fear and elimination. In his North Korea, power is measured not by devotion, but by the silence of those who have vanished. The world was reminded of this in 2017 when Kim Jong-nam, his own half-brother, collapsed in a Malaysian airport. The cause: VX nerve agent, one of the deadliest chemical weapons known. The assassination sent a chilling message: blood ties mean nothing when the throne feels threatened. But Kim Jong-nam was not the only one. Generals, ministers, even bodyguards have disappeared without trial. Some were executed by anti-aircraft guns, their bodies obliterated in public demonstrations of cruelty. Others were poisoned in secrecy. Many simply vanished, erased from history. Their crimes? Ambition, suspicion, or merely being in the wrong place when paranoia tightened its grip. Kim's world is built on this architecture of fear. His bodyguards are forbidden from being taller than him. His convoys deploy decoy vehicles, routes changed at the last second. Meals are pre-tested for toxins. His jet sometimes takes off without him aboard, a shadow flight meant to confuse would-be assassins. To outsiders, such measures seem excessive, even absurd. But to Kim, survival is governance. Absolute power does not just corrupt, it consumes. He rules not with trust, but with velvet gloves over iron fists, ensuring that every shadow knows the cost of disloyalty. From billion-dollar palaces to velvet-lined yachts, Kim Jong Un projects the life of a billionaire god. But beneath the golden breakfasts and diamond watches beats the heart of a man both paranoid and fragile, who sustains power not by admiration, but by fear sealed in blood. In North Korea, silence is not peace, it is proof of his rule. Kim Jong Un's life is built on extremes: silk and steel, champagne and fear, diamonds and blood. To the outside world, he projects the image of a billionaire god, untouchable and absolute. Yet behind the golden spoons and armored convoys lies a man consumed by paranoia, sustained not by admiration but by silence. In a nation where millions struggle to eat, he dines on forbidden luxuries. Where children walk barefoot to school, he sails on million-dollar yachts. Where loyalty should bind, fear reigns supreme. His empire is not made of devotion. It is built on disappearance, on the absence of choice, on the weight of dread. And so, as dawn breaks again over North Korea, the people rise to a song, while their leader rises to silence. A silence not of peace, but of control. A silence that defines his rule.